Hi guys, this is Payal Rohatgi. Right now I would just like to share the facts with you, but in a much more cleaner way so that you guys can understand what made me behave the way I did at that time. I reached the domestic counter of Jet Airways on international terminal in Mumbai by 5:20:25. I took my boarding pass. I checked in my luggage and me and my family walked through the security towards the gate and reached the gate 45C by 6:20 or 6:25, which is, I think, fair enough. The boarding pass says 25 minutes prior. We were 30 minutes prior or 25 minutes prior. But there were 3 officials of Jet Airways there who refused to call for an extra bus, saying that their bus, which had passengers, had just left and they did not have an extra bus to call for 4 of us to take us from the gate to the plane. Imagine yourself in my position when we have reached the boarding gate on time. We have got our boarding passes. The boarding passes have the luggage tags. That means the luggage has been checked in. That means the airport authorities from Jet Airways know that 4 passengers are traveling from Bombay to Trivandrum and they are on the airport premises and they have not been taken in the bus that has recently left for the plane. So they could have called for another bus because obviously we are the passengers that have to go on that same flight. They know we are there on the airport terminal, but they refused to call for an extra bus. They said that we have now closed the gate because there is no extra bus and you guys cannot take this plane. I was traveling with my mother, who is a 64-year-old lady. She is a senior citizen. She has arthritis. She thought maybe it is her fault. She said, बेटा नहीं, वो क्या था, मैं धीरे धीरे शायद चल रही थी, प्लीज़ आप बस मंगा दीजिए, हमें ये प्लेन पकड़ना है बिकॉज इसके बाद त्रिवेंद्रम के लिए और प्लेन नहीं है, तो बेटा हमें ये प्लेन पकड़ने दीजिए, आप बस मंगा दीजिए. If your mother is talking to a person in this kind of language and that person is rudely insulting your mother in front of you as a daughter, you are bound to get angry. You are bound to react. What is our fault if the bus just left? Bus left, but we were in time to catch the plane. We were on the gate. So this conversation went haywire. And when I realized that they were just hell-bent on wasting our time, that's when I started sharing on Twitter. And I realized that all 3 men there were from a different religion. I'm really sorry if I went and I started thinking that religion was the reason for their behavior, because I think that was the only thought that made all of you feel that I was trying to sensationalize the whole incident. And as a human being, I just shared those thoughts aloud with all of you via my Facebook video. I was thinking aloud that why were these 3 men from Jet Airways behaving so rudely and having this attitude like a gunda or aggressive attitude towards me and my family. When all this started happening, I started recording the whole incident just because I wanted to keep a track of the name of the person on the counter and their faces, because I decided I'm going to make a complaint because everything was just going on a different tangent. That's when they started coming towards me and were aggressively trying to say that we will call cops. I said, why would you call cops? I am not doing anything. I am just recording your names and I am recording the fact that I am not allowed to board the plane. Simple. That's when Sangram told me, Payal, let's walk towards the reservations counter. And we walked. We left the gate. We walked towards the reservation counter. Even at the reservation counter, the person there, manager, was bullying us. Why were Jet Airways officials bullying us? We had reached the airport on time. We had reached the gate on time. It is not our fault that your bus just left. You could have called for another bus. We were also the passengers to the same flight. Why were we treated so badly? Like any other normal human being at that time of the day, I just read my thoughts loudly and I was probably sharing it with my mother or with everybody कि हम लोग बोलते नहीं है कि चलो ये नहीं हुआ तो शायद कुछ बला टल गई kind of a thing. So I thought probably this plane was supposed to crash and I used that word. I did not wish for the plane to crash. Please don't twist my word. I was thinking aloud कि क्या I did not do yoga, that's why these things are happening with me. I was just thinking aloud what all thoughts came to my mind. And one thought that came to my mind was that all three of them were Muslims. So do you think they did this because it was a secular thing? And I just shared that with you. That did not mean that I am, a person trying to promote communalism. Please don't get me the wrong. Something really humiliating happened with me and my family. My mother, a senior citizen, was mistreated. I, as a lady, was shouted upon by those three people, threatened by them, and I have never felt like this in my life. And I also shared with you that there was overwriting done on my boarding pass. Say we go by the Jet Airways version, that I reached the boarding gate at 6:35. Then why was it overwritten to 6:36? I also shared with you a screenshot where Jet Airways on their website say that when a passenger reaches lesser than 15 minutes, 14 minutes, they are not liable for a refund or blah blah blah. So do you think that is why the time of my arrival on the departure gate was changed from 6:35 to 6:36? Because of the secular thing or the secular angle, I just hope that the bad doings of Jet Airways does not get overshadowed. Today it was me and my family, and all I did was kind of spent the entire day at the airport, made sure that my mother was looked after. What if it was somebody who was not a resident of Mumbai, didn't have any place to sleep? If something like that would have happened to him, what would you do? It could be, today it was me, tomorrow it could be you. So please understand, what happened was unethical, unprofessional, and on top of that, they are not apologetic about it. So how could this airline be so ruthless? I found that Jet Airways is run and operated by supervisors and officials who are rowdy and ruthless. They don't have a heart. They insult your mother in front of you and you're supposed to just stand there and take it in your stride. I'm really sorry, I could not do that. That was the reason for my outburst, because it was hurting me so much inside me that it had to come out, and it has been misread by all of you. So I had to do this last video for you to understand actually what happened. And I would just like to tell that whenever we fly, we expect a courteous and a friendly staff. We don't expect staff that are showing fingers and talking rudely to your mother and family and then kind of justifying the behavior of their staff. And for all those people who are trolling me on social media, maybe whether it be Facebook or Twitter or Insta, I would just like to tell you that you are talking about my IQ, you're talking about my lip color, you're talking about whether I've done makeup or I've not done makeup. Listen, these are all idiotic stuff. Here I'm trying to tell you something about how Jet Airways behave with me and my family, and all you can think is my lipstick. So I really don't want to comment on your IQ level. All I would like to say is that I hope something like this does not happen to you. And I can read the various tweets that have been against Jet Airways from various accounts, not from my account. And for all my haters, it's fine, you hate me. I have got nothing against you. That's about it.